So, 好的，欢迎大家来到我们CPPCUK 第4个线上的讲座。然后今天我们的讲座是关于怎么在英国成为一个心理咨询师。So welcome everyone to attend our 4th online workshop with CPPCUK. And today our topic is about how to become a psychotherapist/counselor in the UK. So to start with a disclaimer, our meeting today will be recorded and later uploaded to YouTube and Bilibili at CPPCUK. You can find our previous workshops on these channels as well. And also everything shared by our panel today they are not representative of the profession of psychotherapist or counselor or the organization that they work or study in. And today we'll start, there are 2 sessions of our workshop today. So the first one is that we have 2 panels today, 迟程 and Esra, and they will both share their experience and their knowledge for 15 to 20 minutes each. And then after that, we're going to have a Q&A session open to anyone listening to the workshop. 所以今天我们这个讲座有2个部分啊，第一个部分是2位嘉宾分享他们个人的经历，还有他们个人的一些知识insight 关于这个行业的一些了解。然后每位嘉宾呢会分享15到20分钟首先我们会有迟程来分享，他会分享用普通话来分享，然后会用 Esra 的话，他是用英语来分享。然后最后呢第2个部分是现场提问 Q&A 那一部分呢需要咱们用英文提问他。对，那个就是会大概40分钟或者是 as long as it takes until half one 这样子。OK， 那我把这个屏幕交给你，迟程，你可以 share 了，或者我 share 也行。你 mute 了。
你帮我吧，因为我这边那个用手机了，现在这
没事，好，那
用电脑现在进不去。
好，没事，那我 share， 我继续 share 你让我翻页就好啊。
OK，
我那个 share 一下，好的。然后OK， 能看得到吧？
可以的。
好，行，那你说吧。
好，大家好，那个我叫迟程，然后我现在整个这个教育背景和大概训练背景，我觉得可以给大家说一下。不是说我这个就是标准路径，甚至说我这个其实不算是很标准的路径，算是一个来来回回的，然后各种碰壁，然后各种试了之后出来的。所以我希望是我说了我的这个路径之后，大家如果有更加直接的这个方式去走的话，就可以从我这儿得到一些经验，那就不用走这些弯路了。然后我的这个本科教育呢，是从诺丁汉大学读的也是心理学。然后诺丁汉大学毕业之后，紧接着我就申请了这个 UCL 的MSc Developmental and Educational Psychology。那这2个如果在英国读心理学本科，甚至说在国内读心理学本科的同学应该是知道的，这2个里面是没有任何的临床训练，包括本科，包括研究生级别。那研究生级别和本科级别可能会有一个 optional module， 你能选关于心理咨询的一些项目。那这些东西一般来说就只是给你说基本的概念，讲一讲弗洛伊德呀，讲一讲后面这些流派，它不算是一个正儿八经的临床训练，它也不能算是你进行临床训练之前准备的那个部分，它顶多只能算在你的 CV 上面看起来还挺好看的东西。所以这是我的本科和第1个硕士。那我现在在读第2个硕士，第2个硕士在班戈大学。班戈大学是在北威尔士的一个地方，一个小城叫班戈，我们这儿人口大概可能也就1万多一点。班戈大学这个是一个2年的 MSc Counselling 的项目，然后这个2年的项目从第1年开始就要开始准备 placement， 然后到现在我的小时数差不多是80多快90，就是很接近结束了。 我大概期待可能是3月份或者4月份就把这个事情实习的小时数全部搞定。所以我是22年入学的班哥，那今年24年正好，24年6月份毕业，这是一个我的这个教育路径。那中间我还穿插了一些其他的东西，最重要的，在这个 presentation 上面体现出来就是 Regent's University of London， 这个东西其实相当于是我能够申请带实习的有职业资质的这种不是临床了，咨询硕士项目的敲门砖。这个东西是当时我在 UCL 读的时候，伦敦同城找了一个，它的全称叫 Foundation Certificate of Counselling and Psychotherapy。那这个项目一般来说，他们是有2条路，一个就是一般的长期的路径，在走这个路径的话，你学的东西是一样的，但是你会把这个课程平均的分到1年的时间里面。然后我上的叫 Fast Track， 因为在我上的时候已经是22年的春天了，差不多就是现在这个时候，可能再晚一点。那当时我拿到这个东西，我能把它放到简历上，用作我下一步的申请的时候，就已经比较晚了，所以我需要上的是 Fast Track。Fast Track 的话，大概是3到4个月，你就能够把原来的那些东西全都弄完。但是代价就是你一整个周末必须要全在泡在那儿，从早上开始一直到下午5、6点，相当于在上了一个班儿吧，就是这种感觉。然后他的这个项目也是非常累的，他累的体现主要就是像其他的一些课程，尤其是可能我们听的同学有其他专业的，那你的这课程其实不太需要投入特别多的情感在里面。你可能听课就是听课，听知识就是听知识，理论就是理论，你顶多有一些大脑上思辨。但是像心理咨询的培训，不管是从一开始的这种初级培训，还是到后面你如果能够走到博士级别的话，都有一个跟其他培训不太一样的地方，就叫 emotional demanding。这个东西它会需要你不光用脑子，还要用心在里面。所以这个课程我上的时候每个周末2天的上午都是相当于理论课程，带一点技能的演练，然后下午会是更大段的练习，小组互练，然后去聊一些自己的个人议题。那这样的设置整个来说非常累人。同时我那边还在上着 UCL 的那个硕士的课，当然我对于这个 developmental educational psychology 这方面专业也不是特别强。你不要，你如果说想在这方面搞科研，你问我的话，我不一定能够给太多的意见。但是我现在相当于整个做一个转型，从比较偏科研的变成一个比较偏实践的这么一个形态。那下面列了2个，一个 Cruise Briefman Training， 一个是 LGBTQ+ Awareness。那这2个都是我在已经拿到实习之后，然后我在北威尔士这边他们提供资源和我实习机构提供资源。那这些东西的话，如果你想现在就去拿到，不一定可以。所以我说这个不是我的这个 training 这个背景不一定能够给你做太大参考。但如果你想在学 qualification 的这种训练项目之前就拿到一些相关的培训，来体现我真的在学，我对这个很感兴趣，我再去找这些教育项目丰富我的背景的话，那你也许可以考虑比如说 BACP 的一些这个在线我们叫 CPD， 就是 Continuing Professional Development。你可以上一些他们这种网课，然后这些网课都是他能够可以给你提供证明，你可以把这个写到简历上面，把它写到你的 PS 里面都可以，包括 Coursera， 然后什么 Open University 啊这种东西是都有的。麻烦翻一下页。谢谢。然后我不知道大家在手机屏幕上能不能看清楚。我看能不能放大一点啊？可以，我可以。那我就不管了，大家自己放大吧。这个图是我做的一个非临床心理学，我一定要声明，这个是非临床心理学的一个心理咨询的路径，在英的路径图。那最顶上是完全小白，那完全小白也还有2种路径的分别， 一种是高中毕业，一种是本科毕业。那高中毕业的话，也就是说你在考虑来英国上本科。来英国上本科的话，本科级别，据我所知，英国是有为数不多的，至少一所学校开心理学加 counselling 这样一个本科级别培训，但是它这个应该也是3年加1的这么一个东西，所以这是我标的入口1。如果你是高中毕业，然后对这个特别感兴趣，对学校的排名又不是特别要求的话，因为据我所知的这些开设这样的项目学校，它的排名一般都不咋地。但是它的好处就是你本科既学的心理学，应该也是 BPS 认证，同时你出来之后还有一个 qualification。那这是入口1。那我们看一下入口2。入口2就是你本科毕业，不管本科毕业是什么专业，你是心理学也好，还是什么社会学也好，这些比较相关的，或者干脆就不相关的。比如说之前我会跟我工作一些客户，他可能商科背景，或者说已经在职场打拼了很多年了，那这种背景，但是他都有一个基础的本科学历。在这个时候，他可能会考虑入口2。入口2的话，我建议啊，第一步其实还是做技能培训。那这个技能培训，国内的朋友应该是很熟悉的，比如说像简单心理啊、易心理啊这种，他们主要侧重的就是技能理论，但是他不会让你去上实操。所谓上实操的，就是他不会直接把你扔到他平台上面去接来访。技能培训这个阶段一个特点就是这样，你一般最多的练习就是做小组互练。所谓小组互练，一般来说英国语境之下讲的是practice in triads。那这里面是有3个人，一个人是做 counselor， 一个人做 observer， 一个人做 client。等这3个人做完一轮之后再轮换，然后互相提意见，这样练。那像有一些硕士级别培训，我们再往下看一点，这个硕士级别培训就入口3的这个位置，他们据我所知的是斯克莱德，对吧？他们现在是要求的有 triads 这个练习时长的要求，我记得应该是40个小时。所以这也是我为什么把这个图放在这儿。技能培训可能是先于硕士级别培训。那可能国内的一些客户，国内一些同学他说我没有这个英国的这种证书班啊，你上的这个 Regent's University， 因为你在伦敦啊，那我现在不在伦敦我怎么办？其实可能的方式，第一条能走通的，国内的一些其他技能培训，你只要说清楚这技能培训里面包含什么，把它放在你的简历上，把它放在你 PS 里面，然后面试的时候你练没练过，面试是能看出来的。你如果面试的时候你一点也没练过，他给你问几个问题，你肯定是答不上来的。所以说，这是第一条路。那第二条路，也许呢，可以钻空子，但是这个我就不多说了。那英国的一些包括这个 COSCA 的，就是苏格兰那边的心理咨询技能培训的这些组织，它有时候会给在线课程，但是在线课程理论上来说是只能在所在城市参加。假如说我在爱丁堡，我可以参加在爱丁堡的这种在线的课程，或者我在苏格兰甚至放大一点都可以参加。但是如果你不在英国，理论上不能参加。所以我在这儿明面我就跟大家说嘛，不要去钻空子。这是硕士级别的培训，这是技能级别培训。然后入口3硕士级别培训，有一些同学可能他有在，比如说精神卫生中心，比如说在医院里面实习，甚至说本科的时候是心理学，然后毕了业之后从事了一些心理学相关的工作，那你也许可以考虑直接进入硕士级别的培训。那硕士级别的培训，在英国来说，绝大多数的都是 part time。part time 给我们的一个很大问题，尤其是来自大陆的这个申请者，就是他不会给你学生签证。没有学生签证的情况下，你就要考虑用其他的签证过来。那比如说，这个有的同学可能上其他的课，比如说他有一个3年的博士，那在这个博士期间，他再去读一个兼职的硕士，这也是可行的，这是可以做得到的，理论上是可以的。但是具体的时间安排，这个要看你自己。那当然也有同学可能，我本科毕了业之后拿 PSW 在这边留2年，当然这个时间就会非常的赶。或者说有伴侣签的，或 或者有工签的，这些都是可以的。那小部分的硕士级别培训是全日制的硕士 full time。full time 的特点呢，就是时间安排非常紧张。前2年，苏格兰那边斯克莱德大学，那斯克莱德大学是，他们的项目主要做人本方面的，他们人本项目有人本心理咨询领域里面一个大牛，所以他们的那个项目还是很不错。前2年他们的全日制项目是1年，也就是说我入学到毕业，甚至都少于1年的这个时间，我拿到硕士的学位，同时还拿到一个 qualification。但是我现在没有内部消息，但是今年他们改版了，最终把这个 full time 改成2年了。我猜呢，就是因为时间确实够不了，你不太可能。我跟你说一下入学之后要干什么，你不太可能在9月份入学之后，先去学那个心理学的研究方法，然后那个一般可能会有考试，那个完事了之后，你要再去申请你的实验的伦理，那这个伦理的相关的知识文档，又要耗掉你一定时间。同时，你9月份就一定要开始申请实习了，然后申请完了实习之后，不要觉得是申请实习过了之后我第2天就去上班了，也不太可能。一般的流程是先申实习，然后等1个月，他们会过来说要求你进行面试，面试完了之后进行1到2个月的培训，到这个结束了之后，你才可以真正开始去 placement。那这个时间点你算一下的话，肯定是已经到了第2年了。那第2年紧接着就是你的这个毕业论文的研究需要开始了。如果你是做访谈，你要开始做访谈；你做问卷要开始发问卷。然后做那个数据收集，同时进行的还有你的实习的培训，还有你之后开始进行实习，同时要有你的督导，同时要有你的个人体验。然后等到4、5月份的时候，你这中间的这几个月你就玩了命的干吧。所以我估计斯克莱泽这个变成2年制的项目，可能一部分原因是因为确实很难完成，很难1年之内完成。不管怎么说，硕士级别培训完成了，本科级别培训完成了，都能拿到职业资质。那拿到职业认证之后，你如果满足了从业时长和条件，从业时长和经验往左边看，和这个教育要求的话，你可以从初级的这个职业认证，到有经验的职业认证。那初级的在 BACP 里面叫 individual，BACP individual membership， 但是你再往下走一步叫 accredited membership。那这个东西是需要你再次在 individual membership 的基础上再满足额外的时长，但这个东西我们现在先不涉及，所以我们不细聊。那另外的呢，职业认证里面还有一类的认证是 HCPC 认证。那 HCPC 这个机构类似于英国的卫健委，可以把它按照卫健委理解。那这里面跟心理健康相关，但你不是谈话治疗师的，有艺术治疗师。那这个东西是只拿 HCPC 认证，这个基本上是不拿我们 BACP 的认证。那职业认证结束了之后，还有一个什么入口？还有就是博士课程的入口。那博士课程入口的一个特点就是博士课程带实践的这种 qualification 一般都是双认证的。那它2个认证来自于 BPS 和 HCPC。这个里面我放在第一个啊，我们谈的这个 clinical psychology 临床心理学就是，当然我就不在这儿多废话了。clinical psychology 这个东西，首先我不是，这也不是我的长处，我给大家提供的有效信息可能更多在 counselling 这一块。那第2个就是 counselling psychologist 这个词，我一般来说方便大家理解为什么它是双认证。counselling 这个词儿，我会理解它来自于这个HCPC。counseling 讲的可能是讲的你的这个不好意思说错了 ，counseling 这个词可能来自于 BPS， 然后它规定的是你的心理学里的分支，然后 psychologist 这个词可能来自于 HCPC， 它规定你工作里面是在医疗环境之下进行的。所以在博士课程，我个人比较推荐的是你先拿到职业的资质 BACP 的这种比较基础的认证。然后在博士期间，你相当于也有一份收入。那我有读 counseling psychology 的朋友，他可能面临的一个问题就是他的博1、博2，他没有办法接咨询收入，因为他没有 qualification， 他必须要等到博2结束了之后，他能满足 BACP 的认证，他再去拿个 BACP 的证。所以 可能经济方面考虑的话，可以考虑入口2、3，然后再看入口4。麻烦翻一下页。
对，
再接下来我就
打扰一下，提醒一下5分钟啊。
OK，再接下来我就快速的说一下心理咨询硕士啊，它是一条中庸的出路。它怎么个中庸法呢？第一个，它比什么高点儿？它在实践方面比 conversion 可能会高一点。因为 conversion 出来之后，基本是没有什么这个实践的技能的，包括心理学本科出来之后，你如果说直接把你扔到工作环境里面去干，其实没有经过这方面的训练，那它比这个稍微高一点。那它比什么稍微低一点呢？它比这个博士级别的项目稍微低一点。低的这一点主要在哪儿？第一个是它的这个工作身份问题。那心理咨询硕士毕了业之后，虽然你有 qualification，但是你不一定，或者说很难拿到带工签的工作，这是第一点。第二点，你的这个工作时长，那博士可能是450个小时，如果我说错了，一会儿纠正我一下，应该是450小时。那心理咨询硕士是100个小时，然后同时你博士级别之后出来的 title 肯定要比一个 master 要强的。另外就是体现在你的 private practice 的这个市场上面，一般博士的心理咨询师大概是在100磅左右，甚至说100磅以上了。尤其是在伦敦地区，尤其在伦敦，那硕士级别的话可能会比这个要稍微低一些。那再低一些的到40磅到60磅这个档位可能会有 diploma 的。那这是我说的中庸的这个意思。那我再快速的说一下它这个申请就读和毕业。对于你申请标准来说，它一般我会跟我的客户说，它要求3项，第一个叫心理学基础，第二叫心理咨询技能，第三叫工作经验。心理学基础指的是心理学学科的基础，科学心理学的。如果你是心理学本科或者你上的心理学的 conversion， 那是可以的。心理咨询技能就像我刚才说的这个foundation certificate 这一类的。那工作经验，你需要有大量的跟人打交道的经验。你不可能说我一直学的是一个古文物修护，我跟什么人都没打过交道，然后我毕了业之后突然想当咨询师，他可能找心理咨询硕士这一条路在这儿会卡住你一块儿。然后从这个阶段开始呢，开始申请的时候你就开始脱发了，这个要注意。然后到就读里面要注意什么呢？就读里面首先需要你忙的是文件和文书的工作，包括你签实习的合同，包括你的这个督导的合同，包括你去这个个人咨询的合同，一大堆合同。然后还有你的 DBS， 也就是无犯罪记录证明，一大堆东西。第二步，你找督导，找个人体验，同时要找实习，3找，这些3大件必须要同时就位，否则的话，你的这个实习不一定能顺利进行。其他的要件，这个根据不同的心理咨询硕士项目不同，像我的硕士项目会同时要求有30个小时的 work-based learning， 也就是你不管是 volunteer 还是 administration， 管理的这种日常的工作都可以算30个小时，同时还有20个小时的 coaching hours， 我们要去在研2的时候去辅导研1的同学，做咨询，那这个是 coaching， 然后以及其他的一些要件，每个学校不太一样啊。然后到这儿的时候，你脱发的程度已经到需要开始担心的程度了。最后毕业的时候，毕业之前你要拿到100个小时的直接咨询的时长。所谓直接咨询时长，不是说你在那个咨询机构坐着做6个小时，这就算6个小时。你做这6个小时，如果一个来访没来，你就是1个小时都不算。然后第二项1:8的督导时长，那这个时长主要是 BACP 的要求，也就是说我每8个小时的咨询，我需要有1个小时的督导。同时个人体验这个每个项目不尽相同，我就不细说了。当然毕业论文，最后还有一些其他的要件，取决于你不同的项目。到最后这个阶段啊，毕业的时候就无话可脱。那这个基本上就是我的需要分享的内容，很快啊，信息量也比较大。如果有什么问题，我们一会儿在这个 Q&A 环节交流。然后下面我们交给主持人。
好的，谢谢池晨，非常的非常的 informative， 而且很有意思，而且这个对，就是条理很清晰，而且信息量特别大，所以能压缩到这个时间也很厉害。对，so next we will welcome Esra. So can you are you able to share your screen, or do you want me to do it?
Do you want to do it? Maybe
Okay, I don't mind doing it. Yeah. Okay, and yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will let you know 5 minutes before as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let me share my screen again then. Yeah. Here you go.
Okay. So my name is Esra. It's Esra Yaman, and I am a counselor/therapist in the UK. And maybe you can ask, what is counseling? What is therapy, psychotherapy? What's the difference between them? Usually counseling is a bit shorter, and the therapy, psychotherapy, it can be longer and it can be deeper. And the counseling can be shorter, 6 to 8 times sessions and etc. So it can be a bit confusing. What's the difference between them? So it is this. So I studied in the UK, and in the UK, the education system can be very flexible, which I like actually. It is very flexible, and I went through the vocational route to the counseling. There is a CPCAP, Counseling and Psychotherapy Central Awarding Body, and they offer different courses starting from level 2 to level 4. Level 2 and level 3, they are just certificates, and they are mostly about counseling skills, listening, reflecting, and you can't be a counselor, registered counselor with these levels, but they are very helpful before level 4. So if you have a previous psychology-related education, maybe you can skip them, and you can start with level 4 diploma program. But starting with level 2 and level 3, it can be a very slow process. And they are very suitable for the people who are already busy with their own work and life. And it's usually 1 year each, level 2 and level 3, but you can find them combined in different institutions. So it is in 1 year you can complete both of them. But I wanted something slow. So I went through 1 year level 2, then level 3. It's usually 3 hours per week, and it's usually between 6 and 9 p.m., usually in local colleges or in some institutions. And then you decide if you want to go to level 4. And I think it's important because we started level 2 in my college as 32, 33 people. But we graduated, we completed the level 4 as 11 people. So many people, they decided the course or this field wasn't for them, or they took breaks and etc. So that was interesting. So with level 4 diploma, actually, it's a 2 years, and you should study in 2 years. And after you complete level 4 diploma, after you complete your placement and everything, and you can become professional qualified counselor, and you can start to work. And it's 6 hours, again, from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. It was in my college, but it can be different. But again, it's still for people who are already working and stuff. So it can be flexible. Yeah, can we go to the next slide, please? Oh yeah, why CPCAB route? Because it's, as I said, flexible, it's slow, it's local, and it's affordable as well. And you can take breaks between levels. And I think that is very appealing for me because it's a mixture of theory and practice. There is evidence-based theory there as well, but you are starting to practice from the day one. I will explain this a bit deeper later on. And CPCAB is using Carl Rogers' person-centered approach. It's humanistic approach. And so it's very refreshing. Next one, please. Okay, so you don't have to have a degree to study CPCAB courses. And you are specifically to train to be a counselor and therapist. The other things, you can take break between levels. So you can complete level 2 and you can take a couple of years, then you can come back for level 3 and then again. And it's very flexible. It's, as I said, it's very suitable for mature students. And you can find these courses in over 200 training centers in the UK. And it's usually, as I said, evening lessons, lectures in local colleges or in other local institutions. And yeah, there's a balance because you are working, you are a parent. And the other thing, the psychology field, this counseling field, it can be very, very, very triggering. As I said, we started as 30 plus students, but we finished as 11, and only 4 of us we are working in this field as full-time qualified counselors. 1 or 2 of them, they are working as part-time, but they have other jobs, and the other friends, they decided not to work as counselors because it will definitely trigger you studying this field, in this field. So with CPCAB, you write every week reflective journals and you work with your tutors. They are already counselors, supervisors, and they have quite an experience in this field. So you need support, emotional support. And that's why it's important. For some people, it's important to take it slowly. And yeah, you are focusing on the practical skills. You will do a lot of role plays and observations and group studies and everything. And it is practical from the beginning. Yeah, next one, please. Yeah, actually, you learn mainly person-centered approach, Carl Rogers person-centered approach, but you will find some CBT techniques and psychodynamic. You will have some sessions about them as well, so you will learn them. And you'll do lots of presentations. You will write lots of essays. I say practical, but the theoretical side is heavy as well. You will write many case studies. You will do many research. You will write on mental health. And every week, we were writing reflective journals. And for each year, we have to have like at least 25 journals, just journals, 25, and case studies and essays and reflective other self-learning process and so many different stuff. I enjoyed it, and friends as well. So it's practical starting from the first day. Our tutor, I remember she started directly with a student and these sessions, 15 minutes listening skills. And I still remember she told us listening is an art. The counseling is an art. So I still remember this. So many role plays, observations, group activities, and tutors, they are helpful because they already have many experience in this field. So you are bonding with your peers as well. Many self-awareness activities. And the learning is a left brain activity, actually, but the counseling is a right brain activity like parenting and forming and maintaining relationships. So that's why there's a debate in this field as well, because we have to find the balance. But we can rely on the left brain so much. But we need to activate, we need to practice with our right brain as well. So this course is helping a lot to do this, actually. It helps you to learn how to use your right brain while you are finding a balance with your left brain as well. So that's why practicing with right brain will foster counseling abilities. It is the relationship that heals, actually. All the experienced psychotherapists, psychiatrists, counselors, all of them at the end of the day, they say it is the relationship that help you to heal. So person-centered approach gives this taste. So you taste a safe and secure relationship with another human being. Yeah, next one, please. Okay, what is person-centered approach? So you can Google, you can search for Carl Rogers and person-centered approach. I forgot to put here, but you can on YouTube you will find Gloria's case. Gloria was the patient of Carl Rogers, but she went through therapy with 3 different therapists. One of them was Carl Rogers, the other one was, I can't remember, 2 others. So you can watch the videos and you can see the differences between techniques of the therapist. So Carl Rogers, he was based his theory on these 3 core conditions: empathy, unconditional positive regard, and congruence. Actually, he created his theory kind of a little bit, it's not against them, but he was saying kind of psychodynamic field was too strict, maybe a bit more rigid. People are already living in rigid environments, so they need this space. They need this unconditional positive regard. They are not patients. They are just, they are having this, whatever they are going through, they are having this because of, the people, the environment around them. So they need this empathy, congruence, and unconditional positive regard. Everyone has this self-actualization tendency inside them, and if you give them space, they will find their true self. So yeah, this is his approach, and you are learning a lot about person-centered approach. Yeah, I'm ready for the next one. And yeah, it is a 2 years block course. You have to complete it in 2 years, and you have to go through 40 hours personal therapy. It's obligatory on the level 4. But actually, probably you will have more than 40 hours, because when you do your placements, they usually ask you to be in the personal therapy during the placement. Placements they are at least 1 year. So you have to complete 100 supervised client hours in an agency, not as self-employed or anything. You should be under supervision. You should be in an agency. And you can complete your placement even after you finish your studies as well. So you have 3 years time to finish everything. It is, you have to have 1.5 hours monthly supervisions. And placements are like applying to jobs, actually. You are going through an application process. You need some reference letters. You go to interviews. It's very it's serious and it's very professional. And as I said, many agencies require being in weekly therapy during the placement. So at the end of 2 years, you have to have 2 portfolios. And you have to have all those journals. And you will, can you hear me?
Hi, I think someone 是不是有人的 mic 没有我 mute 一下 That's okay, yeah. Sorry, okay. You can continue.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And so we had to take an external exam. We had to present a case study for CPCAB, apart from the portfolios. And when you pass your case study, when you pass your external exam, you are qualified. But you are not, how can I say, you are qualified, but to be a registered member of BACP, you have to go through another exam, which is very easy actually, because CPCUK courses are approved but not accredited by BACP. BACP is the main British Association for Counselling and Psychotherapy with UKCP. So after the course, after you get your certificate, you have to take this BACP proficiency test for registration. This test is so easy. It is like just 20 minutes and 6 cases, and you are just answering the questions and it is your job. So you already know the answers. So it is so easy. It's not a big deal at all. And after the registration, you become a registered, BACP registered qualified counselor. And usually you would like to be an accredited member as well. And for accreditation, they want you to have 450 supervised client hours in 3 to 6 years. But they start from the first client. So you can start with your placement, actually. So you don't have to count from your, when you get your certificate, it's not starting from there. You can go back and you can start to count from your first day in your placement. And to achieve these 450 supervised client hours, actually, you can achieve them in your private practice. But also, usually, people are going through this volunteer work for agencies, and they can easily achieve 450 hours, maybe in 1 year or 2 years. So that's it with the diploma, level 4 diploma from CPCAB, I think. So yeah, you will find many different routes to become a counselor or a therapist. You can, for example, after level 4 diploma, I'm doing level 5 at the moment, and they offer, CPCAB offer level 5 diplomas as well. And you can have them in children and young people, or in CBT based, in psychodynamic, and in some others as well. I'm doing attachment-based psychotherapy. So
sorry, Esra, just a reminder, 5 minutes.
Okay. So after level 5, you can take level 6, which is supervision. So you can become a supervisor in the field. Or after level 5, you can go to the university. You can apply to the universities, and you can study the last year of the uni. And you can have BA in counseling and psychotherapy. And you will find many accredited courses in BACP and UKCP. If you can search on their database, you will find these accredited courses, and you can go through them as well. They can be a little bit expensive, maybe, especially UKCP courses, because they are postgraduate. UKCP, being a UKCP registrant, you have to do the master degree or PG diploma. PG diploma is the master without dissertation, actually, roughly. So it's 1 or 2 years full-time, part-time diploma or postgraduate courses, PG diplomas or masters, and they are the other routes to become a counselor. And usually you have to do this client hours. You have to take a placement with them as well. And is there another next one? Oh, the other one is NHS IAP services. So you can become a specialist CBT psychotherapist through NHS. You can start with psychological well-being practitioner programs, PWP. You will have a PG certificate in low intensity psychological interventions. You can't study them by yourself. You have to go through NHS road, and they pay your studies. You don't have to pay your studies. And they employ you. You work for NHS in local IAP services. And that's another route, actually. That's before the diploma. The next one, the next slide. And can we go to the next slide? The next slide is high intensity courses. And again, you will be paid and employed by NHS. This one you can pay personally, but you have to find your own placement. So if you go through NHS, you apply to NHS, and also you apply to the universities as well together. They are coming together. And you'll do PG diplomas. They are mostly in CBT, but they will find different subjects as well, as you can see here. Couples therapy, counseling for depression, but mostly they are in CBT. So you will study 1 year CBT diploma, which is level 7, and which is master degree, and you will become a CBT psychotherapist at the end of the year. So requirements is different. If you have a psychology related degree, you can straight away apply to high intensity CBT training. Or if you are already a level 4 diploma, with a level 4 diploma qualified counselor, again, you can apply because you have experience in the field. So they are very flexible. Again, it depends on the NHS actually. So you can express yourself during the interview, and you can get into these studies as well. I think this is the end of the slides. No? Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Esra, for sharing as well. So now is the Q&A time. 现在是 Q&A 的时间. But for the Q&A, so we open the floor to anyone. If anyone have questions, please raise your hands using the function, and then we are gonna you can ask questions based on the order that you raise your hands. Yeah, but thank you very much, Esra, for very informative talk as well. Very detailed sharing of your experience so far. Okay, so so we have first question. So please ask your question in English, and don't worry if you don't worry about speaking English. Like I can help you as well. Okay, so the first one we have question from Jing.
Yeah, yes. I have a question about the route. I am a psychology degree in master, and but in China, and a brain science master in Glasgow, and I want to be a counselor in the UK, but I don't know how to go into this field. I have applied for NHS, the PWP, the train, or the mental health support worker, or health care assistant, but all of them reject me. So I don't know what is the basic way that I can go into the counseling or clinical psychology road. Yeah, that's my question. I don't know. According to my how can I?
Okay, I think you have psychology. Can I step in if you don't mind? Okay, I think you have psychology degree, right?
Yes.
And the masters, they are in
applied psychology in China, and the brain science psychology in Glasgow.
Okay, and you applied for PWP.
Yes.
Probably PWP, they offer two different routes. So actually they are always looking for some experience as well. So if you can do some volunteering with local charities, did you try this route as well? They usually look for some kind of volunteer experience. You can apply to your local agencies, and you can go through level 4 diploma as well, maybe, and some kind of PG certificates and some other certificates in this field. So it is mostly about showing your intentions. You can try this volunteering, or you can go through level 4 diploma. Probably you can go directly to level 4 without, you can skip level 2 and level 3. Or you can take level 2, which can be very light, and which is nice. And after level 2, you can try PWP road or some other even certificate, CBT, PG diploma again. So a little bit more effort there with this experience side as well, I think.
You mean to do some psychology related volunteer, and or to apply the level 2 diploma?
It's up to you if you can do both.
Yeah.
And you can talk to your local colleges as well, because if you go to your local college and if they offer CPCAB courses, you can talk to tutors directly and they can guide you as well. And they have really good experience in the field, so you can talk to them. They have different students from very diverse background, so they can guide you as well. So you can just do level 2 diploma, level 2 certificate, and if you can find a volunteering job in charity in mental health, and just after that, after 1 year, you can apply for PWP or even PG diploma.
Okay.
Or they can tell you, let's do level 4, and let's see. And after level 4, you will be qualified counselor directly. After 2 years with level 4 diploma through CPCAB, you will be the qualified counselor in 2 years. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I also say, so the start point of giving advice or suggestions in my own practice when I'm doing my tutoring business was, I have to ask you, what visa do you have now? And that's like the number one limitation for what we're talking about here. If we're talking about PSW visa, which you already in middle of it, or you are currently on spouse visa, that's going to be hugely different in between of those situations. So do you currently hold any visa or?
Yes, now I hold a dependent visa, so that's no limit to me.
So for dependent visa, do you expect it to end within a few years, or do you think that's going to be a long-term thing? Because there's many kinds of different time duration for the dependent visa. If you're staying here, let's say if there's no limitation for the time-wise, then I would definitely strongly advise to go with what Esra has said. I think that was plenty. That was already quite sufficient for you. If you're looking for changing or swapping to full-time visa, coming from a educational program, that's we're going to talk about the full-time masters. Other than that, if you want to keep your work, get some income at the same time, and using the visa to the maximum value, then probably what Esra has said.
Yeah. I think I may not consider about the full-time education. I already have 2 master degrees, so I don't want more.
Yeah.
I want to work in and to get some income, and at the same time to get the qualification. I agree. Yeah, you mean the level 2, the diploma is a CBT level 2, the diploma.
Level 2 is in person-centered approach, but with your background, you can go to the BACP website or UKCP website, and you can search for the accredited courses. And that way you can apply them, and you will find different approaches. You will find, and today it's somatic, bodywork is there, psychodynamic is already there, attachment is there. So you will find different courses. With UKCP, with your background, you can be accepted in UKCP courses as well, because you already have a degree in the field. Or you can find some other courses in BACP as well. And I can suggest you to go to BACP and UKCP websites and search for their own already accredited courses. So it's gonna be quicker way maybe for you.
Yeah, just go to the BACP website and search the level 2 diploma, and there.
No level 2. You can do directly maybe level 4, or you can do PG dip 1 year. You can do PG dip 1 year in London, UCL, East London. They offer 1 year PG diplomas, and you can be accepted.
Okay.
Just keep trying. Just apply to
and gain some experience in voluntary works. That's kind of one of the essential things, because one of the most important thing I realized when I was applying for placement was the degree doesn't mean, excuse my language, but it doesn't mean a lot when it comes to practicals. The staff members, especially the clinical supervisor or my line manager, in that case, she's not looking at the qualification. When I put my UCL degree there, it doesn't mean anything to her. She would much rather trust a person with 3 years of voluntary experience in mental health field, going out there and helping people, knowing how to build therapeutic relationship with anybody coming into the door. So I would say strongly, this field experience is what they're looking for.
Yeah, experiencing
even volunteering in schools with kids, anything can open the doors. You can work with adults, you can study adult counseling, but doesn't matter. Just try to find a volunteering job to show your willingness.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, so I think for the next one, next hand up we have Jia Xuan.
Thank you.
你好，嘉轩。
I just wanted to say thank you to all of you, and it's very helpful. And I just wanted to ask if there's any tips for finding a placement, because I'm on the CBT training course right now, and they didn't offer us placement opportunities. And I have experience working with crisis center, so I've been a volunteer for a year, but that's just too intense, so I quit that volunteering role. But I'm just having trouble to find the placement at the moment. Is there any tips that...
Would you like to step in?
Yeah, sure. For the placement, I can proudly say that I have a field record of 100% accepted rate for my placement application. Well, as long as I go to the interview. For the placement, the first thing is actually not about our applicants. It's about their rota, their kind of time schedule for recruiting people. So it really, really depends on whether they are currently needing a new batch of counselors or not. If not, regardless of experience, they will not accept you. So you have to kind of contact them first to see if there's still a lot of opportunities going on. They may say on the website or whatever social media there is, saying, well, this is still opening, but actually the previous batch has already entered the training phase, which makes it extremely difficult for them to arrange more training for you. So they're quite reluctant to taking any more new people. And for placements, I would say look for the career service if there is for your university, or some universities provides career service after you graduate. So I believe for my school or Nottingham, it's 2 years period of time. So after your graduation ceremony, you can still go back and ask them to help you with your CV, for the cover letter and everything. I guess one key thing that I heard from, I think it's group discussion or somewhere in our chat, was basically list everything they asked for the essential criteria. If they ask you for have extensive experience working with this specific population, you just basically say that in your CV or say that in covering letter. So then capture that point at the very first sight, because most of the cases they're drawn by the amount of applications going into their email box. So try to capture their eyes on the first sight. And for the interview, that's a separate question. You need to do some training. You need to do some mock test. Can I ask, is it okay if you share with us at which stage you rejected, or you just didn't hear back from them at all?
I have everything that's like the requirements and inquiries. I've done that, and the only thing is that I couldn't find any space or opportunities for placement. So I'm based in Edinburgh. That's probably one of the reasons why that's like it's just competitive. And I've send a lot of emails and make many phone calls. They just don't have the place, or they're full. Does that make sense?
They are, sorry, I'm interrupting, but they are usually taking the student trainee counselors on board, usually around September, October each year. And I wonder, did you check BACP website, because you will find this trainee placement you will find them there as well. If you go to the BACP, I'm just checking right now, and if you go to the careers and jobs section and search for jobs and placement, they have this specific area as well. You can search for jobs plus placements. They publish their agencies publish their advertisings there as well. You can find, and definitely you will find something around Edinburgh as well.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very helpful. But the only thing is that I'm registered with BABCP right now. Is that a problem, or I could still look for jobs and opportunities to the BACP website?
Yeah, you can look for BACP as well. Yeah, they accept any kind of modalities if you are coming from CBT. That's even better because NHS prefers CBT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. It's just because that my course is 2 years and I'm only on the first year, and my course starts in September. So it's just, and they ask us to like find placement in the first year. So it will be very hard.
Oh, so have you not enrolled with your course yet?
I did. So I'm on my first year, like in last year, September.
All right. So did the program provide you with a list of the previous placement?
They did. And I tried everything. They just didn't. I know like most of my classmates has already got one, but it's just because they, like the place they work on at the moment, have these opportunities, and that's why they can get the placement. But it's just the time that we apply for placement has already, like you said, they usually starts in September.
Do you have contact with your placement coordinator? Because the placement coordinator at the programs, usually they have some relationship connection with some of the placement providers that every year, as well, at least I know for my program, the placement coordinator, sometimes they get some people in some organizations which have a long built relationship with our program. So maybe that as a last resort could be some kind of helpful way for you.
Yeah, thank you. I think they do, but they don't offer these opportunities to my course students. So, but I think I'll give another try if everything else couldn't work out. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck with that. And I definitely understand the frustration of that. On my chart, when I first started to apply for placement, I built a chart listing all the placement opportunities I wanted to apply, and there were 38 of them, and 90% of them didn't give me any reply at all. I was really frustrated, but in the end, it was still okay. I got my placement. Everything's on track. So I understand that's the frustration you have to go through. But yeah, good luck with that.
Thanks. And besides the Career Center and BACP website, is there anywhere else I could look for placement opportunities?
If you go for one local charity, normally they would have partnership, or they have their own connections with all the other local community services. Like the community counseling service I'm working in now, they basically have a list of where they're getting their referrals from and who they send their referrals to. So maybe if reach one person in that organization, they're saying we're full right now, then you can ask them to refer you to some more other organizations. They basically know more than us. As organizations, they've been running at that local area for quite a long time. So they know trauma center, community counseling service, or some places that doesn't look like they're providing counseling service, but they do. for those information, you can't simply just find it online. You have to pull some strings left and right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so thank you guys. So the next one we have on the line is Isabella.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you, Chen and Esra, for sharing. And I'm currently on the stage of applying for an interview. And I got an invitation from the Awareness Center and saying it's a group interview. So I'm kind of panicking. So I was wondering about, do you guys have any tips or advices for
I did my placement with the Awareness Center. So maybe, can you hear me, Isabella? You mean the Awareness Center in South London?
Yes.
Okay. And you're gonna go to a group interview with them?
Yeah, I think so. I'm kind of panicking because I've never been to a group interview. Yeah.
Group interview. How do you feel about it?
Because I felt like I thought like placement interview is kind of a one-to-one individual thing. So I couldn't imagine how would it work in a group setting. And yeah,
it is kind of like this. So it is one-to-one again, but they have to do it because they have many applicants. So they go through like 5-6 students all together.
Mm-hmm.
It is like that kind of environment. You will, the other trainees as well, they are exactly like you. They are in panic mode as well, probably. Not all of them, but you will have people, the other students, similar to you.
Okay.
They will ask some questions, so you will just tell them your story. What do you study at the moment? Are you doing level 4 diploma or degree?
Yes, I'm currently doing a diploma course.
CPCUK.
Sorry?
CPCUK. Do you do the CPCUK level 4 diploma?
No, it's BACP accredited.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's okay. So are you in personal therapy?
Yes, I am.
Good, because they want you to be in personal therapy throughout the placement. And if you have any other experience related to care or mental health, or
I had like experience around peer counseling, like befriending service in a voluntary setting.
That's okay. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, so sorry to step in. It's just what I found, the answer, befriending service and those volunteer experiences are exactly the things they're looking for the previous question. Sorry, I forgot who's asking that question, but those are the experiences you're looking for.
Okay. So they would ask us to reflect on those experiences in the interview setting, I assume.
Yeah, you will just explain them what you do at the moment, and that's it. Simple questions, and just try to be yourself. That's it. And if you have a little bit experience and you are doing this accredited course, so you'll be fine. They are looking for, emotionally mature students, and so I don't think you will have any issue. And I hope you will enjoy it. I enjoyed my placement with the Awareness. They are very professional.
Sorry, please.
And I am a private. I'm in private practice with them at the moment.
Wow.
So yeah, hopefully you will enjoy it as well.
One last tip I would say though is one of the things I see people making mistakes of is they kind of hiding themselves when they ask the question, what is your disadvantages, or what is your weakness, or what do you think you need to improve? That's a bit different in mental health field compared to I don't know, the big corps and some other group interviews, you really need to be genuine in that you're giving some answers you genuinely believe you need some improvements on, instead of giving some vague and kind of dodging the question, the deflection. You just try to avoid that, because one of the things my placement provider told me was during my interview, should I just say the vague answers or not answering straight to the question, they would mark that as a red flag. They would say this person is lack of the basic self-awareness or reflection abilities. That is the most important thing in a counseling career. So I would strongly advise you to start to think about your area of improvement, and just don't panic. Say straightforward, everybody's got their weakness. That's the biggest tip I can get.
That's really useful. Thank you.
Okay, and then thank you for the question as well, Isabella. So the last one I have on this, I still see some other handouts before by Ray. If you still want to have questions, you can still put your hand up. But I think the next one on the list is Yao Xiao.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
So much for sharing those informative knowledge, and it's really helpful. And a brief background about myself. So I had a bachelor in social work and with a minor in psychology, but I don't really have a psychology bachelor degree. And after that, I was called MSc in social psychology in London. But after that, I had 2 mental health related placements during my undergrads. But after that, I've been working in finance industry for 5 years, and yeah, I got my indefinite leave to remain just last month, and I kind of want to get back to the psychology and counseling related fields, and wanting to apply PhD degree, but not sure if that's enough, or do I need a second master, which is accredited by BPS? Because I saw many doctor degrees, seems like you need to get a BPS accredited master, which my master didn't really be accredited. So do I need to do a diploma or get any placement experience? I just want to hear any suggestions from your side.
Straight answer, yes. BPS is essential. You really have to get the BPS. Yeah. But that's my short answer. I think the host is more got more things to say about this. Please.
I don't know if you heard about us before, but basically our first workshop was how to get into the clean. So I think doctorate in clinical psychology or doctorate in counseling psychology, as Chen was presenting in his graph as well, beautiful graph, it is a different route to the counseling that we talk about here. But it's not the so we talk about it on the we cover it in to more details and extent in the first workshop that we had. You can check it out on YouTube or Bilibili. But yeah, sorry.
No, I'm just saying I will check out.
Yeah, but the doctorate is not the only way you can do counseling, and this is why we have the workshop here. But yeah, as Chen said, that it's very important that you get the graduate
something.
Yeah.
GBC.
GBC. Yeah, you need to get that GBC from BPS. I can't remember the full name, but as long as you have studied or you completed any BPS accredited bachelor or master conversion degrees, then you can apply for that. But that's a very different route to counseling. Yeah.
There is, however, I've never seen any of my clients. I mean, when I say my clients, I don't refer to my counseling clients, my tutoring clients. I've never seen any of my clients doing the online BPS accredited program, but that's one of the things online now that you could possibly get the BPS accreditation, the GBC what we're talking about, as a criteria to go into counseling or clinical psychology program. You can theoretically get it online, but I don't know whether the admission team will look into that and seeing that as a completely online program, saying, well, maybe that candidate is decreasing their compatibility there, but I don't know. It's just one thing, and my job is to present you with the information. The final choice is yours. You really have to look it up yourself.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
No worries. So I think
written question in chat.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, do you guys want to answer that?
Yeah, that's a very, 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 very deep question, actually. I like the question. It's very deep. It's a personal journey for everyone. It's different. As I said, we started 30 plus, but we ended as 11 and only 4 of us. Yeah, we are working full time. So you will find out on the way. It's very personal. From a personal point of view, I went through my own personal therapies, and I went through this slow route, and I made hundreds of hours of reflections. Sometimes you feel like on the road, not now, but when you are studying, because as I said, you will feel triggers, and your past issues, they will come to the surface, and you have to go through and tackle them, and or you learn how to live with them, because we can't fix everything. We can't fix the past. So many defense mechanisms, many attachment issues, many personal stuff, and you learn how to deal with them. You learn how to live with them, and once you do this, you want to give what you received. And that's the most important thing maybe I would like to say today. Actually, I learned how to become a therapist through my own therapist. I think you say shufu, master. Yeah, I had my tutors, but my personal tutor was my own personal therapist. And I learned how to become a therapist through my own therapist. I learned through practice, because you practice it. So you can take your client up to where you already went. So you can't take someone further if you didn't go there. So you do your own work, and then you can help other people. You can stay with them. If they want to go further, you can walk with them, but only you can walk up to where you already went. So you will find out if this is suitable for you or not, probably through your own personal therapies. That's my answer.
Chen, would you like to share about your thoughts about this question? Yeah.
Well, I think Esra has done it beautifully, and well, it's a super way for. Well, I'm borrowing the concept from Buddhism. Sometimes they illustrate that concept by denying the opposite. So they're saying it's not something and it's not something. Then by saying it's not something, it's actually presenting you what it is. I guess in my way, it's a constant journey to finding what I don't want to do. And I finally reached the point that, okay, maybe this is something that I want to do. So the first thing was psychology. During my bachelor, actually, I had 2 choices. I could go on do geography and go do psychology. I've got 2 offers for my bachelor's degree. And I was thinking, okay, since the AI is developing, all the technology is advancing now, what is the least occupation that I'm going to be replaced by AI in the future, which now is quite a current topic now, given the ChatGPT and everything is, well, it's flying. Well, back then I was thinking, okay, so maybe psychology. I'll always study human, and human can't be really replaced. And I won't trust the AI to do counseling job to me myself. So that's the first career choice. I don't want to do geography. I want to do psychology. And the second point was when I finished with my undergrad, I said to myself, okay, I want to do a bit more research, specifically relating to developmental psychology, not so much on educational, but developmental side of things, because it's fascinating seeing the human being changing through the years and what function is developing on top of what function. It's fascinating degree, but then I figured the numbers, the data on the paper are not people. They are abstracted concepts of those. One philosophical concept was, if I extract all the data for you, all the neurotransmitters, all the things that can document you on the paper as a person, do I get the full picture of you? Can I say that piece of data set is you? So my answer to that question was no, I can't. And it's not a matter of advancement of technology. It's not about how accurate we can measure those data. It's about the data itself is not the same thing as a human being. So I want to go on to do something directly with the human being. So at the end of my days, when I think about it, I can be very sure that at least for that single individual, I've helped this person and I've helped that person. That's something concrete, that's something specifically pointing toward that individual. And I know it exists. But if it's some research, maybe I'm just not so suitable for the research. But what I'm not denying that research has their own place in the field. But what I'm saying is I can't find my personal value in that. And that's how I denying all the things and then find my place in the end.
Well, thank you both. That was a very beautiful answers and very touching. And yeah, I get a sense that like connection, like connecting with another human being is something that is really important. Connecting with ourselves and connecting with other people. Yeah, and curiosity, about other human beings as well. I think it's like some common things maybe we all share. I've noticed there's some activities in the chat. So Yolanda was saying that looking at the BACP accredited courses, and most of them are part-time, do they expect applicants to have a full-time or part-time job when applying? No? Okay.
No, they don't. No. Simple answer, no.
Yeah. Okay.
BPS UCL master. Okay. Hello, another UCL student. Part-time teaching experience of 3 years. What job would you suggest me to apply in order to get a working visa here, and then I can take the part-time counseling training? I actually, on this matter, do you mind if you can share something that so among the questions we've gathered earlier, I found there's a commonality that a lot of people are asking about the jobs, about the visa. Can I just share my screen? Please confirm if you can see it.
Oh, yeah, we can now, yeah.
Right, okay. So I want to share something called the NHS job. If you just go on Google and search NHS job, you should be, because a little background to this is currently, because of the newer visa policies, the 38K, I believe most of you have heard about that, it's very unlikely that you can get a working visa outside of NHS, because NHS doing their separate route of visa, which is a healthcare visa that doesn't require you to have that much amount of money coming into your job, and they can still provide you with a working visa, and you'll be fine after 5 years to apply for PR. So in that context, you could go on the NHS jobs and look for the jobs we're talking about. So I open several examples here. If you search for counselor, you'll find there are multiple jobs with the title of counselor. Mind you, though, some of them are not psychological counselors, like this one, because you have to understand NHS is for the whole healthcare system. You've got multiple different kinds of counselors, not only our talking therapists. So if I'd open one of them, it's actually got blocked by the toolbar. How do I remove that?
Can you minimize it? Can you yeah.
I'll do that now. Okay. And if you go on the job advert, you'll see loads of text, loads of information here. And some of the time you'll see a document on the right-hand corner here, stating that's the job description document, where you could check even more details of that job. If you go down here, typically under person specification, on the qualifications, there's essential and desirable. There's no desirable here, but we'll just use this as example. It says for this counselor job, you have to get a bachelor's degree in counseling, psychology or related field with a minimum 2 years post-degree experience in counseling and full accreditation with the BACP and UKCP, or hold accredited professional status with an NCPS. Now, this gives you a little kind of a general picture of what counselor jobs require you to have. You're gonna have the qualification and you have 1 or 2 years post-degree experience. That's kind of reflected in their salary as well. If you see the salary below 30, most of the time, the job experience requirement is lower than that. So here's another example from Rethink Mental Illness. It's also called counselor. But if you go down there and try to search for person specification, there's also essentials. So here's another example that it asks you for IELTS setting experience. That's a bit different than just normal counseling experiences. If you have no experience in IELTS at all, and you don't know the first thing about CBT, I would say this job is probably not the perfect one for you. So they will definitely take this into account when they're selecting their applicants. And another one is that open for the cancer care counselor. We'll not go to this person's specifications anymore, but this is an example of where you can find the job description. So they actually attach this document here that I opened in advance for you. So on that document, it's the same thing. You could just scroll down and see if there's anything called requirements, person specification. Then when you see the E is basically essential, D is desirable. So you will see what kind of things they're asking for. Here they said advanced diploma level 4, level 5, integrative counseling or equivalent. So that's essential. But a desirable advanced diploma in child and adolescence counseling or equivalent, which, by the way, Bangor University is offering this, is a desirable requirement. If you don't have that, don't worry. But if you don't have the essential criteria, it's very unlikely you'll get in. But still, apply for it. Try, because you just send an email, write the cover letter. It's them who's viewing those applications. It's not your effort, anyways. They might want to cancel me if they hear this. Another example is a counseling psychologist. So I just put this search result to show you the difference between counselor and counseling psychologist. Counseling psychologists typically require you to have a doctorate degree to get in, and you could see the pay would be significantly higher than just counselors. Normally, from my experience, I'd say in London, starting from 33 at least, or 35. I can't, but 30 or 43 or something. Can't really remember. Don't quote me on this. I'm not expert in the psychologist income field. And here's just another site that I want to share with you. It's called Indeed. And you could also search for counselor's job and look for the job descriptions. So my approach is, if you want to have some kind of job and you're wondering what training, what education you need, just go check the job, find the job description, and copy and paste that keyword into search engine, say where I can get this training from. Yeah, that's just little things, and covering a little bit of the current visa policy as well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, 池成. That's very, very helpful, very informative. 干货满满，真的直接给大家上屏幕了. Yeah, so thank you everyone for attending. Our time's up. So if you have any more questions, feel free to ask in our group chat as well. And in that case, like other people who are aware of the experience, they can answer you and help you out. And thank you so much, Chichen and Esra, for coming today and sharing and giving us all your time and then all your experiences, all your great insights. You've been really, really helpful. And this workshop is going to be recorded and uploaded to YouTube and our Bilibili channel as well. So you can rewatch it again. And thank you everyone for coming. And then hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.